It was May 10th, 2007. A surveillance tape captured a teenager with a gun boarding a Chicago bus and shooting.
A crowded bus full of teenagers and people coming home from work. He shoots 5 kids that day, 5 teenagers, and my son died as a result of that.
Annette Nance Holt's only child, Blair, was 16. More than 2,300 people have been killed by guns in Chicago in the years that followed.
Do you think the public is indifferent?
I think a lot of people are indifferent because they figure it didn't happen to them, or they figure most of our kids in our community are gangbangers or drug dealers or don't go to school, they're uneducated, they don't have fathers or they don't have mothers. I think a lot of people look at us like that, and that's not true. When my son was murdered, I got a letter in the mail. It wasn't a week later. Somebody found out where I lived. They mailed me a letter and said, had somebody on the bus been armed, if everybody on the bus had a gun and been armed, my son would be alive. No, I think a lot of people on the bus would be dead today.
Following her son's death, Nance Holt co-founded Purpose Over Pain, an organization that advocates for gun control. Last week, she met with Vice President Biden's task force on gun violence.
What is the something that we have to do?
First, the mothers and fathers who've lost their children to violence, raise up and say something now. It's hard. I know it's hard to stand up, but we all need to stand up and give our voices. We need to write politicians. We need to call them. We need to march. We need to rally.
What would you say to the National Rifle Association?
I would say they need to come up with some common sense plan to how we can combat gun violence. It's not getting more guns. That's not a common sense plan to a mother like me or to other families in the city of Chicago who've lost their children to violence.
And for those who believe it could never happen to their family, Annette Nance Holt says she once felt that way too. Dean Reynolds, CBS News, Chicago.